So, God bless you. Thank you for joining me. So, I was on vacation recently and I went to a country I'd never been to before. And I asked people afterwards that had been there, did you think that it was very dirty? And they all said yes. And I was surprised because since we know that God created this planet, and if your main industry is tourism, one would think that you would prepare and keep care of what God has provided to you. So, for example, you go to work and you do your job and you understand that you have value that you can provide and you do your job to the best of your ability and you want to be responsible for what you're responsible for. You want to take ownership. You want to do the best that you can with your job. Same with your car, and you don't want to leave a bunch of garbage in your car, and you want to vacuum your house, and you want to keep care of what God has given to you. And so I'm not talking about the sort of, arrogancy of pride where you think that, you know, you look down on others and you're not going to submit to God's will. And I'm not talking about those kinds of things. I'm talking about taking care of what God has given to you and taking some ownership and being a good steward of what God has provided for you. We know that God has created everything. Psalm 24, verse 1, the earth is the Lord's and all its fullness, the world of those who dwell therein. God created this planet and it is His. Do we not care how we treat it? So I will tell you where I was. So I was on a cruise and I was in the Bahamas, and there's this sort of gated area that is owned by the cruise lines. And then outside of that, you can go to shops or to eat or the beach, etc. And so there was a public beach not very far that I went to. And I understand that I was there relatively early in the morning. I understand that perhaps they only pick up trash in the afternoons, perhaps. So that is why I asked people that had been there before. Because if your industry is tourism, one would think that you would care what people think of your beautiful beaches and your beautiful water. And so I see pallets floating up on the beach. I see metal wires, garbage just everywhere. And it was really sad that God has given this country these beautiful beaches, this beautiful blue water that is turquoise, that is just so specific to something separate from what I see in Wisconsin. This beautiful area of the world with this beautiful water. And does anybody stop to think, anybody in this city, maybe we should clean up what God has given to us? Maybe we should take care and steward what God has provided to us. So other people that had been there multiple times had said, no, it's always dirty. And it was just really sad that, we as believers, we want to take care of what God has given to us. We want to clean our house, clean our cars, and kind of care for what God has provided to us. And we go to a place where there's beautiful beaches and beautiful crystal turquoise water that you just can't see in Wisconsin or anywhere in the States. And here we see this beautiful water, these beautiful beaches, and it just had garbage. And it was sad that God created this, and yet nobody there, according to other people who'd been there who said it's always dirty, nobody there thought we should steward God's beautiful land for us and care for it. Something to ponder. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.